Welcome to Green Living. There are a few things that you should never run out of in your kitchen: salt, onions, and garlic. They all serve a unique purpose when we cook our food. But did you know that all these ingredients have a purpose outside of the kitchen? In previous episodes, we've talked about the wonders of the onion. So today, we're going to be talking about its co-star, garlic.
Garlic is a bulbous plant that is actually a close relative of the onion. They're under the same genus along with shallots, leeks, and chives.
Garlic is usually known as a seasoning or a condiment, but did you know that it has medicinal properties as well?
Even thousands of years ago, the Greeks and the Romans used garlic to cure sickness due to parasites, respiratory problems, fatigue, and indigestion.
Not only that, hundreds of years ago during the plague, people crushed garlic into their wine, believing that the garlic would prevent them from catching the infection. Although garlic on its own can't be treated as a cure for any disease, it certainly does have properties that can make you feel a whole lot better. Garlic helps the body in fighting bacteria and fungi, and you'll be surprised at the many other uses garlic has aside from fighting disease.
But first off, take a look at an alternative fuel, veggie diesel. Mighty is the engine that drives progress. Mightier still is the need to continuously innovate. Long dependent on fossil fuels, governments and industries are casting an inquisitive eye on alternative sources of energy. This interest is spurred on by the work put in by forward-looking individuals.
Alterenergy Systems Inc. is a corporation that I founded focused towards alternative energies. Main focus right now is a technology called straight vegetable oil. And it's a conversion kit that we install on diesel engines to allow them to run on used cooking oil. The main compelling reason is for sustainability. Even the petroleum companies will tell you that petroleum is limited. It doesn't regenerate by itself. Once the oil wells are dried up, that's it, that's the end. And what are we doing to prepare for it?
A diesel engine uses the heat produced by compression to create a controlled explosion of injected fuel internally. Air is initially introduced into the combustion chamber and is compressed in order to heat it up to 550 degrees centigrade. At about the top of this compression stroke, fuel is injected directly. The heat from the compressed air ignites the fuel. The resulting rapidly expanding gases drive the piston downward, supplying power to the crankshaft.
Originally, the diesel engine was really designed by Rudolf Diesel, the inventor, to run on vegetable oil, primarily peanut oil. But during the time, petroleum was discovered in abundance and became very, very cheap. So that became the primary source of fuel.
This process of burning petrodiesel emits carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur oxide, nitrous oxide, and hydrocarbons into our atmosphere. Cumulatively, these and other harmful greenhouse gases are raising the Earth's temperature at an alarming rate. Reducing vehicle emissions is a positive step in offsetting the impacts of human activities on the climate. The question now is how to adapt existing technologies to run on more eco-friendly and sustainable forms of fuel, such as vegetable oil.
There are two properties of vegetable oil that make it difficult to burn in a diesel engine. Number one is the high viscosity. Masyado siyang malapot. It's too thick. It doesn't flow very freely through the fuel lines. And by the time it reaches the fuel filter, it doesn't flow at all. It gets stuck up. The second is a property called the flash point temperature. In layman's terms, the temperature at which the fuel will combust or burn. What we simply do is use heat from the engine, we recover that heat, and then we use it to preheat the fuel. So this is the fuel filter. It's what you call a hot water jacketed heat exchanger. So if you follow this red line, the hot water comes from the radiator. So it's already heated by the engine and enters the hot water jacket. So it engulfs the fuel filter, therefore heating the fuel. So your hot oil will have the same viscosity as diesel at room temperature. After that, the fuel leaves the fuel filter and goes into here, which is the electrical heater. If we increase the temperature, we bring it closer to flash point. By the time it reaches the combustion chamber of the diesel engine, it's easily combustible now. And then here in the trunk, we'll see that it's made of fiberglass, and the white part is the part where we have a compartment for diesel. And the red part is where the vegetable oil is contained. And inside, there's another heat exchanger which heats the fuel.
One source for this recovered fuel is our very own kitchens. Used cooking oil, which is normally dumped down the drain, is collected and filtered to be reused in straight vegetable oil engines. This greatly reduces the pollution and clogging in city sewers, which empty out onto rivers, lakes, and eventually into the sea.
We want to provide that service of making it hassle-free. They just come to our gas station, our fuel station, just as they would to any fuel station in Metro Manila. So I was trying to find out where this technology would fit. My criteria for choosing a market was where would it benefit the customers the most? Where would it make the biggest social impact or environmental impact? And when I looked at the market, I thought the jeepneys were the best candidates.
20 years na ako sa jeep. Nagmamaneho ng jeep. Tapos dito sa beds sa kwan, mantika. Bali 3 years na. Malaking bagay yung kwan, yung mantika kaysa diesel. Kasi yung diesel, pagka kwan, mahal yung diesel, yung vegetable oil, yung per liter lang. Pero parehas ang konsumo.
There are many types of vegetable oils. There's coconut oil, there's palm, peanut oil, there's soya, sesame oil, there's olive oil. There's so many different types of edible or vegetable oils. Each one would produce a different performance. Coconut is actually slightly better than diesel, has higher heating value than diesel. So we get better mileage, more horsepower, same torque. So performance-wise, it doesn't really make a difference. Fuel prices keep going up. Diba? And then, if we can find a domestically sourced fuel that's renewable, that's clean, that won't pollute their lungs because they're the ones who are first affected.
Busok ng diesel, talaga nakakasama sa kwan. Pero to, pagka kwan, amoy prito.
There's a lot of talk about global warming, but how many of us are actually doing something about it? This fuel is carbon neutral. We don't contribute to greenhouse gases. According to the Kyoto Protocol, so if it's renewable, it's carbon neutral. If we can convert all of them, we can make it so compelling for them to convert and use cooking oil as a fuel, and we can bring down air pollution, then imagine the benefit to millions of people. Okay, this is another application of our Veggie Oil Car System. What you see here is a 1957 Plymouth Savoy, a vintage American car. So you can imagine it was a gas guzzler. It's been sitting in my friend's garage for a long time. He inherited it from his grandfather. And it's actually a family project right now. They're all excited to get it up and running. And now we're changing the engine. We're expecting a lot of power. When needed, it's there, but at the same time, we have the fuel efficiency of a Japanese diesel engine. One of my big dreams, and you can call me crazy, but I want our country to be fully self-sufficient from an energy standpoint, that we don't have to import petroleum or technologies, that it's here, homegrown. And with this technology that I have right now, it becomes possible.
Possibilities fuel the imagination. Imagination is what drives innovation and change. The road to a cleaner and greener future may be obscured by smog right now, but with the efforts of dreamers like Chips, brighter days are just around the corner.
Welcome back to Green Living. Now, a while ago we talked about how during ancient times, garlic was used to cure sickness. Well, even today, it's still known as a great home remedy. Because of the chemical compound allicin, garlic can be used as a cough syrup. All you have to do is follow these easy steps.
Mince a clove of garlic. Steep it in hot water for 5 minutes. Then strain out the garlic and drink.
If you're worried about any side effects, well, there are none. Unless, of course, you're worried about the smell of garlic on your breath. Now, aside from curing minor colds, garlic can also be used topically to treat acne and cold sores. All you need to do is cut a clove of garlic in half and rub it on any affected area.
You can also give yourself a foot spa using garlic. It can get rid of the dirt that may cause athlete's foot. Just a couple of cloves, toss it in warm water, then soak your feet for half an hour.
Well, that's already a whole lot of help from our little friend over here. But did you know that garlic can also help prevent heart disease? Yep, this little herb has been shown in studies to help prevent atherosclerosis, which is the hardening of the arteries.
But first off, learn more about the science of organic farming. Organic vegetables, organic fruits. Say organic and we automatically think of healthy and nutritious produce. But did you know that you can actually produce your own organic products even in the comforts of your own home? Or if you have a piece of land, you can turn it into an organic farm. And doing that is no easy feat, so it's best to learn about it from the experts. Here's an organization that's been providing technological assistance for the past 27 years.
SIBAT stands for Sibol ng Agham at Teknolohiya, or Wellspring of Science and Technology. It is a non-government organization founded in April 1984. SIBAT provides services in appropriate technology. This is in water resource development, in renewable energy development, and sustainable agriculture.
SIBAT offers courses about organic farming and partners with organizations that help promote sustainable agriculture.
SIBAT first introduced in 1984 the community-based sustainable agriculture farming systems, meaning to say we're not only working for individual farmers, but we are working on a community. So SIBAT provides technical advisories by putting up one technical staff who visits them every month, stay with them, live with them, listen to their problems, provide the technical assistance, how to render this plant productive, how to follow up the trainings that we are conducting to them, and at the same time conduct community meetings to monitor their progress. These include soil fertility management, alternative pest management, crop diversification. We also introduce or improve the skills of the farmers how to do farm planning. This means farmers are equipped with the knowledge how to organize, identify the strengths and weaknesses of their farm, and tailor their production based on household needs, and of course also based on the demands of the market.
At the core of SIBAT's advocacy is the practice of organic farming.
Yung alternative na farming na sinasabi ko, yun yung sustainable agriculture. So, kabilang dito ang organic farming kung saan hindi kami gumagamit ng chemicals. Naniniwala kasi kami sa principles ng sustainable agriculture na kailangan maging environmentally friendly ka, hindi ka makakasira ng kalikasan, scientific-based pa rin, pinag-aaralan pa rin kung ano yung mga pangangailangan ng halaman, ng lupa para makapag-produkto ng maganda. healthy rin para sa farmer at saka safe para sa mga consumers. Halimbawa, magpo-farming kayo na gusto nating i-practice yung organic farming, ang main difference niya sa conventional o chemical farming, lalo na sa mga gulay at iba pang tanim, kailangan niya ng TLC, tender loving care, kasi aalagaan mo talaga yung halaman, titingnan mo talaga kung maayos ba yung lupa, kasi yun yung pinagmumula ng sustansya ng halaman. Unlike sa chemical farming na instant, so isang click lang, isang spray lang, okay na yung problema. Pag organic farming, kailangan mong alagaan talaga. Tingnan mo kung may problema ba siya, parang bata rin.
Now let's dig deeper, shall we? Here in Capas Tarlac, Sibat has made Margarita Farm a venue for demonstrations and training. Organic farming starts with planning of the land.
Here, we introduce to them a different form of land use planning. You can have rice in one section of your farm. You can have vegetable areas. You can have livestock. You can have orchard for your fruits and other annual and semi-perennial crops which can be utilized for food and also for income. We wanted to show them that you can make the farm as one viable source of income for your family's needs, and at the same time contributing to the health and rehabilitation of our environment, and at the same time our contribution to the supply of food requirements of the country.
This land use planning is essential because it protects the crops from pests and it's beneficial for the soil as well.
Yung benefits ng organic farming sa soil o sa farm natin, mas na-i-improve niya yung diversity ng farm. So mas marami kang klaseng na itatanim, mas nagiging fertile yung lupa kasi hindi mo siya ginagamitan ng chemicals. Mas safe din sa farmer yung pagpunta niya sa farm.
Organic farming is not just beneficial for the environment. As we know, it has many benefits for the consumer as well.
Para naman sa mga consumers, yung benefit ng organic farming, assured sila dun sa safety nung kinakain nilang pagkain, assured sila na fresh yung pagkain at matagal ma-spoil. Mas nutritious din at mas masarap yung mga organic food, yung organic vegetables na pinoproduce gamit yung sustainable agriculture.
Our friends from Sibat say organic farming in the city is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
So kung halimbawa gusto mo mag-start ng isang organic farm sa iyong urban area, kung wala kang lupa, pwede kang magtanim sa containers. Pwede kang maging farmer or gardener kahit wala kang lupa. Basta meron kang container, may mapagkukunan ka ng lupa at meron kang pwedeng i-compost. So yung mga residues mo sa kitchen, pwede mo na siyang i-compost at gawin mong fertilizer. Ang tatandaan nyo lang kapag gusto nyo magtanim, tingnan nyo yung halaman, i-imagine nyo siya. Kasi kung gaano siya kataas, kung gaano siya kalapad, ganun din dapat yung container. Kasi kung ano yung nasa itaas, yun din yung nasa baba. So, ganun lang naman siya. Magtatanim ka, gusto mong mag-start at meron kang, ang example, ang iyong available na container ay bamboo or yung mga bote ng mga bottles na 1.5 liters ng soft drinks. Pwede nyo siyang taniman ng mga leafy vegetables kasi maliliit lang naman yung ugat nila. So, in a month, meron ka ng lettuce, meron ka ng pechay, mustasa na nakatanim lang sa containers na maliliit.
Pagkatapos mo ilagay sa may kawayan yung lupang organic na nakumpos na, pwede mo siyang diligan at saka tatamnan. Pwede niyong butasan po ito na yan, para tutuloy yung mga tubig. Para hindi siya maipon yung tubig dito sa kawayan na to. Kasi pag naipon po yung tubig, mabubulok po yung halaman niyo.
Kung gusto mo naman na fruiting vegetables, kagaya ng kamatis, talong, okra, yung pots mo kailangan medyo mataas. Siguro mga 1 feet o isang ruler yung taas niya para mag-accommodate niya yung ugat ng halaman. Sa organic farming, siguro yung isa lang na magandang idagdag, lalo na dun sa mga gustong mag-urban gardening. Ito yung isang pamamaraan para matulungan natin yung pagpapatuloy ng zero waste management. So para mabawasan natin yung ating mga waste, lalo na yung kitchen waste, lalo na yung mga recyclable materials, isang magandang pamamaraan yung organic gardening kasi magagamit niyo yung mga recyclables, mas magagamit niyo rin yung mga waste.
Being in the city shouldn't keep us from having our own organic produce. Even if we can't plant it, Sibat's partners still make it possible for us to have our share of nature's best.
For those who are very particular with safe and nutritious food, we have our Cibol People store that sells vegetables twice a week. You can place your orders there and we can harvest some of the crops that you need in your household. If you have a professional, whether you're an agriculturist, an economist, or whatever profession you're in, Sibat is offering a volunteer service. So you, depending on your time availability, Sibat is open to welcome you as you would want to share your expertise with us. And we would be very happy for engineers out there, for agriculturists out there who are keen on sustainable technologies.
Eating organic fruit and vegetables is made easier by the people who put in the work to give us access to all natural produce. Supporting organic farming does not only benefit the consumers, it helps the farmers who grow the food we eat and also nurtures Mother Nature.
Welcome back to Green Living. Now, we've already talked about garlic as a remedy for minor illnesses. Now we're going to talk about some other practical household uses for it.
When they said that garlic was the best way to ward off vampires, they weren't kidding. Garlic is one of the things that can scare away mosquitoes. If you don't want it on your skin, you can always leave it where mosquitoes thrive in the house.
Garlic is great for pest control, but I have to warn you, don't feed your pets too much garlic in an effort to rid them of their fleas, because it can be toxic at some level. Another interesting property of garlic is that you can use it as an adhesive. If you really want to take your paper crafts to a completely organic level, you can use garlic instead of glue. Simply rub the juice from a crushed piece of garlic against the paper surface, and you've got yourself an instant organic glue. And speaking of organic, you can make a do-it-yourself disinfectant using garlic. Here's what you'll need.
A few cloves of garlic, white vinegar, a spray bottle, and 2 to 3 drops of lemon oil. First, chop 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. Add it to some white vinegar, plus a few drops of lemon oil, and place inside a spray bottle.
And there you have it. It's simple but very effective. Garlic has already been very useful in the kitchen, and I'm surprised to know that it can do a whole lot more. Well, that's it for this week. For more tips and behind-the-scenes notes, you can log on to www.greenliving-tv.com or follow us on Twitter and like our Facebook page. I'll see you guys next week right here on Green Living. I was very surprised that you can do it. Go. Self-disinfectant using. Hey, kape. Okay. Welcome back to Green Living. Now, we've already talked about garlic as many other uses it has in fighting disease, in preventing disease. It's okay. Aside from preventing disease. Okay. Go.